Oh, I listen to it all the time. I tell all my friends to Smack It Raw.
Following podcast contains mature content. The views and opinions expressed by the host are not necessarily those of the host. Listener discretion is advised. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Smackin It Down, a Smackin It Raw podcast, the Friday edition of the Smackin It Raw podcast. I am your host, the patron saint of podcast, and the Warden Matt Ritter, and I'm here with my co-hosts. She's host of the She League Showcase, Inside the Mind of In the Crowd Storytime, with host of Getting Off, Miss Katie Kinsey Bay.
Hey.
And he is back. He missed NXT, but he's here. We filled in with, Rylan. So
okay. Makes sense.
He went to Wallop, so then we just borrowed the other Wallop guy.
Get a Winnipegger. Why not?
He is Vicente Alejandro Delgado Estrada. The Porno Poppy.
Your snaps. Good job.
Daddy Delgado. The Sultan is bitter swallow, my friend Vince.
Daddy's home.
How are you guys today?
Good.
Surprisingly well rested.
The end of the show might be a little wonky because Katie and I were doing a Deadpool during it, and neither of us paid a lot of attention. So,
what?
Oh, I didn't even watch the last two matches. The TV is behind me, so I didn't watch them.
Yeah, that's
interesting.
That's the thing that happened today. But before we get into more important things, we need to talk about twitch.tv/Creation World, where if you have Amazon Prime, you have Prime Gaming, you link your two accounts, they make a baby, kind of like me and my wife did, and then that baby is a free sub that you can give up for adoption to your favorite Twitch streamer, which should be me. I'll adopt your sub. Maybe if not me, maybe one more feminine energy for your sub. Go to Katie. She's been accepting subs since 2005. Or, if you want a couple, Will and Allison and the whole crew, it takes a village to raise a sub. Will, Allison, and all of Rivet City Radio can raise that sub for you for a little while. Whoever your favorite Twitch streamer is, give that sub to them. Keep it going. Help support the content that you love so that they can continue to create it. It's the same spiel every week. And speaking of the same spiel every week, youtube.com/Creation World, where it is free to like, to subscribe, to comment. Katie, what does that do?
Boost the algorithm, helps find new listeners.
Seeing as you guys don't want to have any fun. And why is that important? I'll just conduct underneath the desk.
Because you're a whore.
That is correct. I am a whore, ladies and gentlemen. For your likes, for your comments, for your views, for your attention. I am an attention whore. That's why I do this. So please like, comment, subscribe. Hi, Will. Hi, Allison. Do all of the things so that, again, you show support to some of your favorite content creators over here at Creation World, because we've got a bunch of different shit for you now. We're coming at you with wrestling 3, sometimes 4 times a week. We got Getting Off. We got the Creation Conversation. I'll plug all those at the end of the show. Travis is dropping If You Have to Ask every Friday, so there's a new one of those available over at the Creation World Instagram and on YouTube and all that. So follow us, flick that bean, hit that notification bell, get notified every time we go live, whether it is every Monday, 15 minutes after Raw, whenever that should end, 9:15 p.m. Central, 10:15 p.m. Eastern for NXT and XXXT, that is, or Fridays, 15 minutes after Smackdown, 10:15 Central, 11:15 Eastern for the 3-hour version, and then after Mania, when it goes back to 2 hours, then 9:15 and 10:15. Because WWE just has decided they don't give a fuck about giving us a consistent show, so they're just going to make us jump all over the place. Creation Conversations every Thursday, 6:30 p.m. Central, 7:30 Eastern, and Getting Off January 26th. Katie and I, and possibly a special guest or two, will be covering the Hatchet franchise, Hatchet 1, 2, 3, and Victor Crowley. So come check that out. And that'll be January 26th at 9:15 p.m. Central Time, 10:15 Eastern. Katie, nudes and rumors. What you got?
I like the thing he says at the bottom. WWE TNA partnership. They said, hey, your talent comes to my show. My talent goes to your show. Let's just make it like an official thing. It is specifically and mainly NXT talent, which makes the most sense. But like TNA wrestlers will be showing up on NXT TV and PLEs. NXT superstars will be showing up on TNA and TNA pay-per-views and such.
So the TNA NXT transfer window is open, is what you're saying. That's what it sounds like. Transfer windows are all open.
The portal.
The portal. The polyamorous portal. Never forget. Shout out Jordan Grace. Sounds good. I'm looking forward to it. I had to
people who shouldn't come over, but
plenty of people. Yeah. Fucking transfer window.
we could. I mean, not me, but you could do a 6 superstars we want to see and 6 superstars we don't want to see come over from TNA to NXT and vice versa.
Yeah.
That's content.
That is content. I might have to hit up Powerbomb Jutsu because they're the TNA aficionados in the podcasting world that I know of. It'd be fun. I like doing countdown videos.
So Blue Sky is primarily, at least the people that I follow on Blue Sky are primarily pro AEW, anti WWE. So I was getting kind of pissed off when this news came out because all I was seeing was, well, we know what WWE does when they partner with other companies. Look at the UK indie scene, this and that. I'm sitting here and I'm like, Vince is no longer in charge. This is no longer Vince's WWE. This is no longer Vince McMahon doing business. So I am not expecting business to be done the way, yes.
Throwing stones at glad houses and things like that. AEW partnered with TNA and took all of their belts and put them on AEW talent. And then TNA was kind of just like, hey, give us our stuff back. It's the same thing with New Japan. And yeah, so
they completely ended up buying ROH. Stopped even partnering with ROH, just straight up bought them.
Because ROH was going out of business.
And like I said, they talked about Evolve. They talked about the UK scene and what NXT UK did to all the UK indies. Katie's got some police activity going on out there.
For sure.
And I was just, like I said, I understand that there are a lot of people that hate WWE and they're going to hate WWE and they're going to be haters, but I was just getting annoyed because I'm like, we got to stop treating this company the way we did when Vince was running it because things aren't being run the way Vince ran it. I don't fully expect TKO to be interested in absorbing and spending money to basically buy out and get rid of other companies. I think that they're looking at the lucrative idea of working with these companies. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they're not going to snag up wrestlers. Like we all expect Jordan Grace to go over there and, if you bring in Tessa Blanchard and people want to fucking leave because of that, that's on you, TNA. That's not on WWE. But
I don't pin anywhere on my WWE television programming. Keep the chin away.
I personally am hoping to see a little give and take from WWE more so than what we saw from AEW. And on the bright side, the one thing that WWE is already doing that AEW wouldn't do is utilizing TNA's women's division.
Yeah. Which is crazy. You would think that'd be the first thing they do to try to solidify AEW's women's division, but
well, you see how the women get booked over there for the most part. I mean, they've gotten better. I will give them credit. They've gotten better over in AEW with utilizing their women, but they were not a focal point of the show, especially back then.
No, 100%. But it's curious to me how I think you just have bad luck, Matt, because I didn't see any of that negativity either on Twitter or Blue Sky or anywhere else. And I'm like, damn, Matt has a bad track record of getting the annoying people online.
It's not that they're annoying. It's like I said, the people that have followed me or I follow, and I think it's because they got those starter packs and It was Wrestle Sky or whatever, and a lot of those people are fucking pro AEW, anti WWE. I heard you had a little bit of negativity thrown your way over on Twitter though, because speaking of throwing stones at glass houses, you were talking shit about one of our friends and how long his shows go, and they might have insinuated that you are not one to talk. I heard about that.
No, all that was tossed in there was a GIF. But hey, I'm just saying, Wreak Havoc was on Elite Showcase, and it was a 2-hour show. The last 2 weeks have been 2 hours or close to 2 hours on Young Kings, who's on Young Kings every single time. Wreak Havoc. The one that's very time savvy is TC, so I can never blame TC for the time constraints. It's always I gotta give it a Wreak. He's by default. By process of elimination, it's Reek.
I feel like after having bar none the longest interview on Katie's interview page over there at Inside the Mind of, I feel like Katie was throwing a little interest your way when you said TC is the most time savvy, because to date, I believe TC is still the longest interview on the page.
That's fair. That's fair.
Well over 2 hours.
He's very savvy when it comes to like being on time, like keeping time constraints for his own podcast. But when he doesn't have to run the show, he'll derail it, or he'll try to make it go long, or you see how far he can get away with things.
Katie, any more news and rumors before we get into the show?
Nope.
All right. Well, like I said, we were doing a Deadpool, our annual Deadpool, this year, so we'll see. Hopefully Vince was paying attention at the end of the show. I saw the final match, but there's some stuff in there that I may have missed. But we kicked it off, speaking of Vince, with Rey Mysterio Jr. declaring himself in front of his people in San Jose for the Royal Rumble. And yes. Kevin and his Winged Eagle Championship said, listen, Rey, I respect you. I love you. And I think that you should win the Royal Rumble. And then you should challenge me for my title at WrestleMania so I can have my wet dream match. And Rey's like, bro, I hate to break it to you, but you're not the champion. But I'll tell you what, if you can actually beat Cody and become the champion, while he's standing there looking Rey dead in the eye holding a belt, he's like, you're not a champion.
He's not a champion. He's a delusional man.
I think it's because one of Rey's eyes is fake. Rey's like, I'll make that wet dream come true. He basically said that Kevin is the porn parody equivalent of a champion, whereas Cody is the real deal.
No lies were told.
Kevin Owens is the Lulu, fucking just like Drew and Dom, even compared him to his son. It was a whole thing. Kevin Owens went to go swing at Rey. A match got made for later in the night. And then Nick's like, hey, listen, Cody, so you got that ladder match coming up, and I heard you cleared. I need you to sign a addendum. Fuck.
What is happening?
I don't know what happened there. I didn't do anything.
I didn't really either.
I didn't touch a single thing, but
I looked down while that happened. I looked up on my whoa. What happened there?
So anyway we're signing addendums to consent forms, and Cody's like, yeah, no, Kevin didn't sign it, so I'm not signing it. And then he goes to Kevin, and he's like, hey, Kevin, I need you to sign this consent form. And Kevin's like, Cody didn't sign it, so I'm not signing it. And then it was a whole thing. Rey loses to Kevin Owens. Correct, right? KO won that match?
Yeah, KO won the match with a pop-up powerbomb.
KO gets his asshole wrecked by a fully cleared Cody Rhodes. Security cannot make room for the Holy Spirit. Then Nick comes up to Cody and he's like, I am sick of this shit, so I'm going to make you both relinquish your titles at Saturday night's main event. And HBK is coming in, and he's going to make you guys sign your consent forms as the dude who's going to make you guys sign the consent forms, because I'm Nick Aldis, and that's what I said. Which, okay. Yeah. They're in San Antonio, so, like, it makes sense.
Yeah, Michael Hickenbottom's got to show up.
Yeah. Cody, KO, Rey Mysterio, consent forms, porn parody champions, spit or swallow.
I'll swallow. I'll swallow the opening segment. I didn't expect to see Rey Mysterio. I don't even think he was advertised, and if he was, I completely missed it. So it was just a shock to me. I was like, oh, goddamn, he got moved to SmackDown in the transfer window portal thingy. No, he just came out because, that's his hometown. say they was going to be in the Royal Rumble. Goddamn, this Royal Rumble is stacked. We got 8 people already announced. All of them are title picture contender worthy guys. Unfortunately, I'm including LA Knight in that, even though I don't want to. Yes, Matt.
Yeah. I do want to mention that your boy Ray in his mask came out and he was like, remember that one time 19 years ago where I was number 2? Like, it's been 19 years, bro. Maybe you need to sit the fuck down and chill.
Listen,
like 19 years is a long time since the last time you won a Royal Rumble from number 2. All
Kurt
right.
Angle still talks about winning the gold medal with a broken freaking neck.
As he should.
Booker T still talks about being a five-time WCW champion. It's all right. I'm not saying I agree with it, but I'm saying like there are other offenders out there. There's just like
you know what Kurt Angle and Booker T don't do is talk about winning a gold medal with a broken freaking neck 19 years after the fact, as if they're going to go into the Olympics and win another gold medal, or being a 5-time champion 19 years after the fact, going into a title match.
If Kurt Angle was going into the Olympics, then yeah, he would talk the shit out of like.
But he's not. That's my point, Vince.
It's not Ray's fault that he can't do the Olympics anymore. Ray can still do Royal Rumbles and still win them.
Oh, we get him perked up. He could do it. Kurt Angle could do it.
Listen. That's a whole different conversation. But yeah, going back to everything, I'm gonna swallow everything. I like the interaction between Kevin and Ray. I thought it was an interesting dynamic that they had between the two. Kevin Owens is in fact the Lulu Delirious Demented. That's a toy title. You have a porn parody title in your possession, sir. That is not a true championship. I don't care what TC says. This is not the true WWE championship. We're not doing this. It looks like it's about like it looks like the main plate is gonna fall off every single time Kevin holds it.
I love that belt.
I hate that belt. I think it's overrated.
I love that belt.
But yeah, the match was really good as well. They had a fantastic showing. They had really good spots. Kevin actually won with the pop-up powerbomb, which is fantastic. I actually had in my notes saying that I miss him winning with the pop-up powerbomb versus winning with the stunner. And I'm glad he's transitioning back to the pop-up powerbomb because it's just so much more him than the stunner. He just doesn't hit it the same as Stone Cold. And then Cody was there, so America. Yeah, so swallow.
Anything to add to all that, Katie?
Gargle.
All right, Katie. So we need to call the Scooby Gang because after months and months, Bianca and Naomi still have 0 fucking leads as to who attacked Jade Cargill. Not a single lead, because they are awful detectives.
You sure about
Naomi
that?
says yes. Yes.
Jade's not convinced. Jade tweeted, "You sure about that?"
All she said was "you sure" with a question mark.
Oh, okay. Well, you sure? Same question. Less verbiage. Same question.
Naomi says she knows that last week wasn't Bianca's fault, but says, hey, maybe, do like Matt Riddle should have done and wrap it up, so we don't have any more mistakes this week. Bianca and Naomi defeat Candice and Nia, retain their tag team titles to go on to face Chikara and Lash. Spit or swallow, Katie?
Swallow. Beautiful, beautiful women doing beautiful, beautiful things. All for beautiful, beautiful ladies. Also, Bianca's hair up is adorable. It looked very cute.
Yeah.
And guys, listen. We don't need the Scooby Gang. We know who did it.
Do we?
It was Naomi. Because Bianca's just like, oh, like, has Nick Aldis said anything? Naomi's like, nah, he doesn't know. Crazy times we live in. No, everybody is guilty until proven innocent. I say it's Naomi. Jade's gonna come back at the Rumble, beat some ass. It's gonna be like a, oh my god, like girly reunion, and she's gonna throw both their asses out of the Rumble. Calling it now. You heard it here first.
Yeah, I definitely see that. It's very plausible. I don't know if she'll go after Bianca because she doesn't have proof that Bianca was involved, given like what you mentioned in the cafeteria that it happened during Bianca's match. So physically, she has an alibi. She has.
We don't know that it happened during the match. She was found during the match.
She was attacked during the match. That's what they said.
I'm going with Katie's information here and her sources because she sources her sources 9 times out of 10 or 9.9 out of 10 times.
I have my own sources because I'm a fucking genius. I'm a fucking genius over here.
But I'm a gargle it just because I think they're dragging their heels with this whole reveal and the whole who attacked Jay Gargill thing. And I don't know if it's a case of they don't know where they're going to go with it. I don't know if it's a case of Jay's legitimately injured and she's not ready to come back yet. Regardless of the fact there needs to be some sort of development. There needs to... Where's Santino Marella? Like, send out Santino Marella. I remember back in the day, like 2009, 2011, he was out there like Sherlock Holmes looking ass with a hat and a bifocal or whatever they're called with a magnifying glass and everything. Put someone on the case. Hire someone. Thank you, Katie. I was gonna go right there. Fashion Police.
Tyler Breeze is with the company. Bring him back.
Dirty Dango is in TNA. TNA and the WWE partnership. Reunite the Fashion Files just one more time. Get to the bottom of this. I think they're just taking a little bit too long.
Reunite the Fashion Files and then make Pretty Deadly like apprentice Fashion File members.
Oh my god, please!
Yes, I like that. I like where your head is going, Matt. I like where your head's going.
Speaking of where my head's going, Mia Yim and B Fab are sitting in the back talking about how much Chelsea Green sucks when Piper, the not so secret service, comes in, clears the room. Chelsea's like, I think everyone should congratulate me because I am the first woman in WWE history to ever successfully defend the U.S. title. Mia Yim's like, bitch, I'm gonna fucking kill you. B Fab's like, hold on. We all know that you only retained because of Piper, so I'm going to fuck up Piper tonight, and then when I'm done fucking up Piper, I'm coming for you. They had a match, and I completely missed it because I came down here to set up everything, so I don't know who won that match.
Piper won.
Piper won.
Okay, so
and then they started being a B-Fab after the fact, and then Michin came out with kendo stick.
Came out. Yep.
No, it was good. It was a fun match. I like that. Like, we're utilizing B-Fab. We're using more of the women on the roster. Little different matchups. I like it. Good thing.
How did B-Fab do in the match? Is my question.
She did fine.
Yeah, it was all right. It was serviceable. But it was nothing too crazy, you know. It was just like it was good. It was solid. It was all right.
Highlight of the night for me, not the match, because like. I love Carmelo Hayes. Jimmy Uso is my least favorite Samoan currently on the roster right now.
That's
but
crazy.
Like, he's still cool.
That's fucked.
Okay, let me ask you: do you prefer Jimmy or Jay?
Jimmy, actually, I think he's funny.
Do you prefer Jimmy or Roman?
Roman.
Jimmy or Jacob?
Jacob.
Jacob scares me. Jimmy
or Dwayne?
Jimmy. Fuck Dwayne.
Jimmy or Nia?
Dwayne's not on the show weekly.
Nia, I actually prefer Nia over Dwayne.
Actually,
the answer.
Yeah,
I said Jimmy or Nia, but anyway.
Oh, Jimmy or Nia? Jimmy.
Nia.
Nia wins.
But they had a match that ends with Jacob and Tama wrecking them. And I'm like, where the fuck's Tangaloa? Is he injured? Is that why he's not out here?
Yeah, he got injured.
He got injured in the War Games match.
War Games. Sorry.
But Solo shows up, red jacket and everything, walks down to the ring to take the jacket off and then just walk out of the ring and not say shit. Which was great treatment. Because Jacob got to speak. And Jacob killed that fucking promo. Like, Jacob killed that promo and said, y'all thought you saw crazy? I'm just getting started. And then LA Knight came out and tried to get him from behind, and he got DP'd. And then Braun Strowman came out, and Jacob was like, I'm about to fuck this big bitch. And Tom was like, no, not right now. And then commentary was like, when Tama Tonga is the voice of reason, we are all in trouble. And I could not agree more. So, No Yeet versus Carmelo Hayes. I was trying to. Him.
He is
Carmelo
him.
Hayes. I was thinking because he says Mello doesn't miss, and I was trying to do something with he who shall not be named, and it just wasn't working in my head. So that's why
he
I
who shall not miss.
He
who shall not be missed.
Who doubts
he
not
who shall
missed.
not miss. He who who.
Oh my God! Anyways, Jesus Christ.
Better swallow.
Swallow.
Yeah, I'll swallow it. Just mostly due to the Jacob stuff and Solo stuff that happened post match. The thing that stood out to me more with the whole Jacob stuff was when Solo got the Dom treatment and got booed out of the building like he was Hulk Hogan, and then just decided to leave like Hulk Hogan should have. The look that Jacob had in his face as he saw that man leave, then gave another look of disgust to Tama. Tama gave him a similar look, like, what the fuck? And then Tama's like, grab the mic, dude. And then, Jacob goes and grabs the fucking mic. But
Jacob don't fuck with bitches.
Exactly.
Being a bitch.
So for me, even though the promo was fantastic and he crushed it, he killed it, it's what wasn't said that I think spoke the loudest, in my opinion.
I love you, Solo.
I'm gonna miss
that.
Don't
love you no more.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss
that. There is a trend in horror movies right now. There are a bunch of werewolves is coming out, Wolfman, all these wolves. We have our own wolves, Paquete de Lobos, the werewolves over there on SmackDown. Unfortunately, the Motor City Machine Guns loaded those guns up with silver bullets as they defeated Paquete de Lobos.
They did. It's true. I watched
Spit or
it.
swallow. I'm curious, Vince, spit or swallow? Are you gonna spit this because Paquete de Lobos lost, or are you rooting for your boys, the Motor City Machine Guns? Where are you at on this?
Well, Motor City Machine Guns aren't really my boys. I think they're cool, but I've never really been a big machine gun kind of guy. Fuck Kelly. But me personally, I'm just gonna swallow it just because Angel Garza took off his pants, and that's a swallow worthy match in of itself. But the match itself was fantastic, especially the spot where Angel had one of the machine guns in the gory special, and then Berto hit him with like a cutter, like over the top rope. I thought that was smooth, clean transition. It was a good match. I liked it. I'm gonna swallow it despite Paquete de Lobos taking the L.
I feel like Vince is downplaying his love for Motor City Machine Guns after the last couple of weeks because of Paquete de Lobos, but that's neither here nor there.
Listen. There's tavern style pizza, and then there's deep dish. Motor City Machine Gun are the deep dish of pizzas. I still like it more than most Chicagoans, but tavern style has my heart.
Deep dish bitch is fucking gross.
It's delicious. That's besides the point. We're not going to go into it, Kitty. We're not going into it, Kitty. To each his own. To each his own.
I said no business.
Whatever.
Katie, spit or swallow the silver bullet to the Lobos.
I'll swallow it. Yeah, sure. It was fun. Pretty deadly got involved.
Yep.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Great. Something Katie, I guarantee, is not going to swallow. Apparently, Miss Flair has fully defrosted and is imminently returning.
Woo! I'll swallow.
Actually, I would have preferred if they just saved her for the Rumble, because like we knew she was coming back. Like, you don't have to tease her. We know she's been defrosting for a few months. We knew she was coming back.
I like it just because she left because of injury, and it wasn't because she just needed to take a break or what have you. So her whatever run she was going to be in the midst of got cut short, and I always root for people coming back from injuries. But also, too, she's been gone long enough where I'm actually interested, and there's some matches I do want to see, namely Tiffany versus her. I really want to see Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair, and I think that's where we're going, because when did they show the Charlotte vignette? They could have showed it at any point throughout the 3-hour SmackDown. They showed it right before Tiffany came out to make her entrance. I don't think that was by coincidence. I think that was by design. But yeah, I'm gonna swallow Charlotte Flair coming back.
So what you're saying is the biggest complaint that we have had on the show about Charlotte Flair coming back to face the champion is what you're hoping for. And not only that, but the one thing we've said about Charlotte is she has the shittiest moonsault in wrestling, and we're gonna put that up against the prettiest moonsault in wrestling. That's That's what you want to see.
Yeah, I mean, look, Charlotte Flair is going to come back regardless. Aside from Tiffany Stratton, what's a matchup? Well, Bianca Belair, but I think I'd rather see her versus Jade, unless it was Charlotte that attacked Jade, in which case that would be a matchup. But outside from Jade and Bianca, the only other women on the WWE roster
Nakamura.
Shinsuke Nakamura versus Charlotte Flair, I'd be down for that.
For the US title. Hell yeah. Give me that shit. Right here. In my veins.
You slap the forearms, Dwayne. Come on.
Speaking of which, Apollo Crews got fucked up by DIY backstage.
Listen.
Racist.
I don't think it's
I did it for that specifically.
Apollo's just been in the back. Like, look, we talk shit about Sammy not minding his own business. Apollo has done nothing except get in everybody's businesses.
He's witnessing bad things happen, and he's
I get it.
Speaking about it, now he's getting beat up.
You're an innocent bystander. You're a witness to every single crime that happens backstage. Why the fuck weren't you in the presence of the attack on Jade Cargill? Put Apollo Crews on there. He's got nothing. He
wasn't there that day. Yes, man.
The one time we actually need him to be there to see what happened, he wasn't there.
Vince is blaming Apollo Crews after he got jumped, and Katie said, "Di, why are you so racist?"
Snitches get stitches, man. I'm sorry.
Our main event of the night, Bayley, who went on a whole ass date with Byron Saxton and talked and walked through the arena before the show, versus Tiffany Stratton, who basically just had a really short interview where she coined the phrase "tiffistry" instead of history. Bayley takes the L to the prettiest moonsault ever.
Right move. Yeah. Roxanne was in the crowd. They had some beef, some words were said. Oh yeah. This was good. I didn't watch it, but I like it.
I thought because Roxanne was in the crowd, she was going to cost Bayley the match. But no, it was a clean victory for Tiffany Stratton, which I think was the best option. She needed that clean victory because they're trying to push her to being one of the top faces in that women's division. I liked it. It was a fantastic match. They had a lot of good spots. Bayley really showed out. She actually pulled out a Bayley to belly and hit it and connected, and Tiffany kicked out of it. So that was fantastic as well. Yeah, no, Tiffany Stratton is just on another level. She did like that cartwheel Alabama slammy thingy, which is good.
Pick me. So Victoria for Hall of Fame was in the crowd in the front row, as she should be, because Victoria for Hall of Fame. And Bayley did the sidewalk slam that Victoria always did, and she pointed at Victoria before she did it, and that's how you show respect to the legends. And did I mention Victoria for Hall of Fame?
We are one step closer with her being in the crowd there.
Yeah,
Victoria for Hall of Fame.
We're getting the. I'm just happy. It's weird that I'm not as happy for Victoria to get into the Hall of Fame. I'm more happy for Young Kings Wrestling that they get to actually see that. So, which is crazy. I'm more happier for TC.
Why are you saying fuck me for? You act like I'm gonna be there.
Well, yes, but I meant like that's been their thing ever since I've known them. Victoria for Hall of Fame.
It's been her thing too.
Victoria was, besides Lita and like Trish, Victoria was like my girl.
I love Victoria too. I'm all for Victoria for Hall of Fame. But...
Vince is just trying to make up for all the shit he talked about Young Kings Wrestling at the beginning of the podcast, and then TC and his feelings about that title in the middle of the podcast with KO. So now he's just like, I'm so happy that they're going to get what they've been asking for. So
Band-Aids don't fix bullet holes.
Okay, Taylor Swift quoting bars. But no, I stand on principle. I stand on business. I'm gonna give Rick the fault for those episodes going too long. He's the common denominator. It's process of elimination. I don't care what TC says. Kevin Owens is not the true WWE champion, and he agrees that the Winged Eagle belt is overrated. So thank you. And then Victoria for Hall of Fame. Happy for them. Yeah, still standing on business though.
Katie, Smackdown, spit or swallow.
I'll just make a gargle overall because I didn't like fully watch the whole thing, and I kind of pay attention through the whole show. So it gets a gargle overall on principle.
It's a swallow for me, based 100% off Solo. I mean, the women's title match was great. I enjoyed KO and Cody going at it throughout, in the show, and then the consent forms and all the bullshit. But Solo really sold this show for me. And also, I love seeing werewolves get taken down by silver bullets. So, swallow. Vince?
If it was a shorter show and they cut a few things, it would be a hands down swallow. But right now, it's more of one of those gargles that just sits in your mouth so long that you're like, it's been there too long. Let's just swallow it anyway, and then you just swallow. So yeah,
the man who has been advocating since we came back. Well, if they had just given this match 2 more minutes, which I don't know what 2 minutes to a match is going to fucking do to make it any better, but like that's what Vince has been saying. I wish this match was a little longer. I wish that now all of a sudden he's like, I wish this show wasn't so goddamn long.
Well, SmackDown, it's kind of tough because like there's not enough interesting stories on SmackDown currently. Like they have to build that up. NXT could definitely have used an extra 5 minutes for sure. They could have. They cut to Black mid fight, just like the Sopranos. Like, come on, man! Like, you can't end NXT like the Sopranos. No.
Of course you can.
I want to know what happens. But yeah, no. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to cut you short. I'm going to give you a couple minutes. Go ahead and plug yourself.
Go follow me on all social media at SESVince, except for TikTok because it's going to be banned soon, and I'm not going to be having the app on my phone anymore. Go to at 606 Universe on YouTube, spell out the first 6 to watch some countdown videos over there that I've been producing. Check out Wallet Media Rewind next month in February. We're going to be talking about NXT Rival, the only time the 4 horsewomen face each other in a Fatal 4-Way match, so that's going to be fun. And Get Your Podcast will be back next week, pending things not going the right way. So we'll see. As of right now, it's scheduled for next week. If not, following week.
And if you didn't get enough of Katie in this 30 minutes, there's a 2-hour episode of her with Reek that is absolutely fantastic. You guys can go check out. Where, Katie?
Well, oh my god, thank you so much. Yeah, well, if you go to Twitter, KWrestling13, Linktree in my bio to take you to everything She Lead, twitch.tv/She Lead Showcase, and youtube.com/She Lead Showcase, typically Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern-ish. The video is up on YouTube now. Reek, Savannah, and I talk wrestling. Wrestlers as the 7 Deadly Sins. Yeah, it's fun. It's good.
I like that.
I'm a fucking genius. Y'all don't understand. That was all me.
We're gonna hire you to like think of some sweaty sessions. There's some weeks where we have writers.
That's why I'm here. Creative is my middle name.
And as always, you guys can follow me at Smackin It Raw on TikTok, Instagram, Threads, and Blue Sky. For Miss Katie Kinsey Bay and SES Vince, I am the patron saint of podcasting, the Word Mad Ritter, and this has been Smackin It Down, your Friday night edition of the Smackin It Raw podcast.
Woohoo.